Greetings, brothers and sisters. So, this is the big reminder for the gathering coming up this weekend. I'll do another one on Friday or Thursday or whatever. But this is one of the three best times to experience gratefulness, Sajmarg transmission. And it just is. And there's a dynamic nature to these gatherings, to those people who are, you know, connected with it. And beforehand, which I mentioned this weekend, there is a cleaning process. And you will go through things, whether it be physical illness, whether it be difficulty traveling, whether it just be emotions coming up for negative emotions, sadness, anger, depression, whatever it is, right? Negative, just feeling, angry for no reason, or this is what happens to me now, without anything in the material world triggering it, or things will happen in the material world that people in the system would say, oh, you're just going through cleaning, and you'd be like, F you. It's a hard thing to hear when you're going through it, because you don't want to think about it, because you're just in it. But as you do this for a while, you realize by the end of the gathering, whatever you were concerned about is gone. Whatever was going on with you physically, emotionally, whatever, is gone. And it's been replaced by a good deep spiritual condition. Transmission is filled. Whatever was cleaned out, and you just feel like a new person, refreshed and ready to go. And I haven't experienced that for a long time with Daji. There was some cleaning when my family and I went to the gathering in India, travel, whatever it was, but it really wasn't the same as normal. Pre-gathering, travel difficulties. In fact, the trip was pretty nice. It was a better trip. And there was some cleaning, but it wasn't the same. And then all these lame gatherings that Daji's put together, that there just isn't any dynamic nature, because the transmission isn't very good and the cleaning isn't happening, right? There was a doctor who, the last gathering I went to before we left India in 2016 was Babaji. It was this coming Babaji's birthday gathering. My family and I went back to Kana for the first time after it had been, it was being used. Like, we had seen it a few times before that. But now there was a gathering at Kana, and it was a good gathering. And Daji had gotten sick right before the gathering, and this doctor who used to take care of Master Charji said that the masters of the system would be on death's door. Like, Charji would be on the verge of being hospitalized, and they were going to cancel the gathering, even though all these people are traveling and coming from different countries, and he would say no. And then the day before the gathering, he would be perfectly fine. Like, there'd be no physical issues. But it took his life energy to get everybody there and clean them and prepare the transmission, the atmosphere. And he said the same thing was happening to Daji, and I'm sure that isn't happening now because of all this, right? I mean, he has health issues, I'm sure, but it's not the same process. Like, he's lost whatever he had initially. And so these lame gatherings that Daji and Heartfulness has put on, there just wasn't the gathering cleaning. There wasn't, you could feel the gathering coming, right? There was something compelling you and pulling you towards it, and as whatever it was, even if you were traveling. And that just hasn't been there. So these last whatever. But I can say I've been going through cleaning for the past month. Not all the time, but I've had, different issues. Since I've quit chocolate and chai, I've had almost no headaches. And I've had some, not horrible headaches, but just a little bit of, whatever it is, right? A little bit of, some physical issues, and then irritants and, drama and things going on. The other day, yesterday, I got a strike on my other YouTube channel, which I talked about. And just, frustrating things and things that have been, going in a negative direction, whatever. And so I can feel it being cleaning, which is a good sign, because it hasn't been, that dynamic nature, that energetic nature hasn't been there in the Heartfulness system now for, the past, 3-4 years. And, I mean, it was always like it was lessening, even when it was there. It was, as soon as Master Charji died, it was, it's been declining. dissipating would be a better word. And so it's a good thing to understand for those of you who are going through anything like that. If you're feeling that, then things are being pulled out and loosened up so they can be cleaned out, and then transmission fills the void, right? The where the the negative stuff, the stuff that was blocking your spiritual condition, your spiritual journey, is cleaned out, and then this transmission's given to fill the empty spaces, and it's just a great thing. It's just one of the best things about the system, and these birthday gatherings have always been, like I said, dynamic. They've always been. It's a better time to meditate, a better time to feel a transmission, a better time to connect with the system. And so, whatever you can do to do that, if you're interested in this, it's the best time. It's the best time to like I said. So there'll be the Friday night sitting, I believe is on the 28th, which is the half-hour sitting, and then you can meditate, 2 times a day. If you feel energy, you can just stop and meditate and, whatever, do it in the morning, the evening, whatever it is, right? For the next 3 days, the 29th, the 30th, which is Babaji's birthday, and then the 1st of May. And so that's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. If you feel like you only want to meditate once or have the time for it, then Sunday, the normal meditation in the morning or wherever it is, because that's Babaji's birthday itself. But again, we're doing this for the first time, and it's more about like just being spontaneous. And if you feel transmission and all of a sudden you feel it, then it's a good time to meditate. Like you can feel like a pull or whatever. Then it's a good time to close your eyes, and like that's what happened to me during the Lalaji Basan, and and ever since then we've been doing gratefulness here. I've been doing my old Sajmark practice without all the dysfunction of this heartfulness system that's been a blockage and an impediment to my spiritual growth and all these things. And so this is the first gathering, and we just see how it goes. But the energy's there like it hasn't been in years, and I'm very psyched about that. And so I'll do another reminder, either Thursday or Friday, and then I'll do other subsequent videos on the days and whatever, maybe give a little talks or whatever about what's going on, or what I'm experiencing here. I don't know you'll see what happens. Only spirituality will save this world. It's Bharavano, definitely important for the apocalypse and the ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.